guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Let's disregard the fact that my bun looks like a bow today, but it's just because this video is a present for y'all. Also disregard if the lighting is a little dark and it's a little bit on the blurry side. It's a super rainy fall day here, which is the perfect day for me to upload this video for you guys, but I wanted to come on and say hi, hello. I got so much great feedback on my 5 Nespresso iced coffee recipes that you guys need to try. So many of you guys wanted to see a fall version. And I was super hesitant at first because I was like, everything fall is pumpkin, like I don't know what to make. But then I started getting creative and experimenting with recipes, and that's why this video is up so late, because it took me a few weeks to kind of perfect some of the recipes. But I got really creative with it, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. The great thing I want to say about this video is that it's totally customizable to you. You guys are going to see me use my Nespresso, our French press, and also just my own cold brew. But the wonderful thing about coffee is that you can just do whatever makes you happy. If you see a hot drink recipe, you can make it iced. If you see an iced drink recipe, you can make it hot. If you prefer lattes, you can take a coffee recipe and turn it into a latte, or vice versa. If you don't like lattes, you can turn it into a coffee. If you have a Keurig, use that. You can customize it to whatever works for you. I also tried my hardest to talk about substitutes in the video if you guys don't have syrups. And luckily, a lot of these recipes are things you can get at your grocery store, like apple cider, caramel sauce, maple syrup, etc. I did use a few coffee syrups, however, like I think I used the caramel apple butter one, but once again, for that one, it's super simple. You can just use some apple juice, apple cider, and some caramel sauce, and I really tried to make it customizable to everyone. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let me know down below what your favorite recipe was and which one you're most excited to recreate. I would love to know. It helps out my channel so much. And before we get into it, stop what you're doing and please give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. It helps out my channel immensely. I can't even begin to explain how much a simple thumbs up helps. Subscribe if you haven't already. I upload 3 times a week. I upload lifestyle, 9 to 5 life, finance, and of course coffee videos from time to time, and I would love it if you joined our little family. And honestly, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Alrighty guys, first up we have a caramel apple latte. Now I had a caramel apple butter syrup that I'm using, but once again you could probably just use apple cider or apple juice, drizzling it in the bottom of my cup, and I'm adding ice. I know everyone kind of does flavored lattes different. This is just how I do it. I'm going ahead and adding some milk of choice in there, and of course stirring it because all of that syrup is at the bottom, and we do not like when the syrup is at the bottom. We want it mixed. Taking a Diavolito single espresso pod, and I'm brewing that in a separate cup. Then I'm going ahead and pouring over top to create the latte. I then am adding some coconut whipped cream, which is just so yummy, the perfect treat, and then drizzling with caramel sauce. You can just get this at your grocery store in the ice cream aisle, and there we go, a caramel apple latte. Just reminds me of fall and candy apples. Next, we have my favorite drink, which is the pumpkin pie Americano. For this one, I'm using the pumpkin pie sauce, but you can go ahead and use the syrup as well. I just know that the sauce is what they use at Starbucks, so pretty similar to their drinks. Then I'm going ahead and I'm brewing the coffee over the sauce just to get it all mixed up. We're using a double espresso. This is my favorite. Like I said, just brewing it so that the espresso and the pumpkin mix, and then we're going to go ahead and we are going to mix it with a spoon so we make sure it's very mixed. I just said mixed a lot, but I hate when the syrup is at the bottom of a drink. Then we're adding ice, and make sure that you use a cup that you can put a lid on and shake, whether it's a shaker bottle or a mason jar like this, because we are going to go ahead and shake that espresso so it gets frothy and cold. And then take your separate cup that you're going to be drinking from, add your frothed espresso over top, and then go ahead and add a bit of water because it is Americano. I'm frothing my favorite Elmhurst oat milk here, but you can use any milk that you like, and I'm going ahead and cold frothing that. Then when that's all done, we are adding that on top. I found this is the milk that froths the best dairy-free milk. And then I'm adding a little pumpkin pie spice. You can make your own. You can buy pumpkin pie spice. You can use cinnamon, whatever your heart desires. And there we have it, a pumpkin pie Americano. This maple cinnamon coffee just reminds me of a chilly, cold, raining fall morning, and I absolutely love it. So we're starting off with a mug, and then I am grabbing some maple syrup, and I'm adding that to the bottom of the cup. You get the trend here. We want our coffee and our sauce sauce to blend together. Then I'm just frothing some milk, dairy milk this time, because I just think it froths the best overall, but you can use whatever. And of course, we're doing some hot froth, and then we're going ahead, and I'm actually using a French press coffee for this. I just like to switch it up, and I just love French press coffee. Super easy and simple to use, especially if you don't have a Nespresso machine or a Keurig. Then of course, we're just going ahead and adding the frothed milk. You could totally turn this into a latte as well. I just really prefer the even combination of milk to coffee. Then I'm just topping it with some cinnamon. And this is truly just the most divine, sweet fall flavor in the world, especially if you don't like super sweet drinks. This one was so fun, the trick or treat latte, basically just taking your favorite chocolate bar or treat and turning it into a yummy coffee. I'm going ahead and taking a Reese's peanut butter cup, of course a festive one. These are my absolute favorite. Grab your mug, and then you're gonna go ahead and put your chocolate bar or chocolate of choice in the bottom so that the espresso can melt it. I love this double espresso chiaro as well. I'm probably saying that wrong, but once again, we're brewing the espresso on top of the chocolate so it gets all melty and yummy. Then, of course, we're just going to add in our frothed milk of choice. Super simple and easy. Probably easier than people think it is. And then for this one, I'm adding a little bit of coconut whipped cream. You can also use regular whipped cream. I just really love the taste of coconut. And then I decided to get really fancy, and I melted some peanut butter since this is a Reese's cup. And you can obviously melt or put on top whatever you choose that goes with your chocolate bar. I also added some Reese's Pieces just because it went with the theme and they were orange and fall. And here we have it, a little trick-or-treat Reese's latte. And it's time for everyone's favorite drink, the pumpkin cream cold brew. I think after the second year of being out, I've perfected it. So I'm grabbing my spooky little cup. I actually made my own cold brew for this. Super easy. You just put in a French press overnight, but you can also use store-bought or, you know, whatever coffee your heart desires. That's the great thing about these recipes. You can make the pumpkin cream cold foam super easy by just using milk, pumpkin pie filling, or just pure pumpkin pie spice, and then something to sweeten it like vanilla extract or vanilla syrup. You can also just use store-bought creamer as well, but I'm going to go ahead and put some milk in here. If you use the pumpkin pie filling, it's really sweet on its own, so you don't need any vanilla extract. If you use pure pumpkin, you will need something to sweeten it. I'm just cold frothing that, and then I'm putting a little bit of the Nut Pods pumpkin creamer in there just to sweeten it up a little bit more, because it doesn't really give it that pumpkin-y color, which is kind of sad, but the more pumpkin you add, the more it does. Sprinkling it with some cinnamon, and there you have it, a super simple pumpkin cream cold brew that you can make at home.